Taxpayers, however, is the Postal Service, and the group with the best compliance rate, the Treasury Department, which of course includes the IRS. A new documentary movie coming out this month takes aim at environmentalists for opposing some of the very activities in third world countries that help make America and Western Europe rich. But the environmentalists say the movie is just a piece of propaganda paid for by a company with a commercial motive. Correspondent Rick Leventhal reports.
We have a wealth of natural resources.
The Western world was built on the riches pulled from the ground: coal, metal, oil, and gold. Economic building blocks creating jobs, commerce, and all the benefits of modern society. But what about the world's poorest countries and communities where electricity and running water are still in short supply? Should they be allowed the, quote, dignity of development? That's the key question asked by the documentary Mind Your Own Business, which suggests environmental groups are preventing companies from opening mines in places like Madagascar and Roșia, Montana in Romania, where some say a new high-tech mine proposal is their last hope of survival.
Without oil, we would be dead here.
The film says it's exposing the dark side of environmentalism, accusing groups like Greenpeace of denying jobs and better lives to locals by protesting against the opening of mines, arguing development would destroy the people's quaint way of life. The filmmaker tells environmentalists there's nothing quaint about being poor and hungry.
They really viewed poverty as a lifestyle choice. They thought people were poor but happy, and they wanted to preserve that. Now, we spoke to the poor people, and they didn't want to be, they were poor, but they weren't happy.
This movie is obviously a piece of propaganda. It's paid for by a Canadian mining company. And, you know, they have a right to their Madison Avenue attempts at confusing the public.
The filmmaker says the mining company did finance the project, but gave him editorial control. Greenpeace says huge multinational corporations are just picking on the most desperate countries on Earth, raping the ground and moving on.
They contaminate the groundwater. They destroy the landscape, they strip away the natural resources, and then they leave.
How do we perceive what is rich and what is poor? Who is rich and who is poor?
This environmentalist says the people in Madagascar smile more often than those in developed nations. But the people interviewed here say they can't even afford to send their kids to school. And according to the film, most support the opening of another proposed mine.
This is not a story about mining. This is a story about human rights, the human right to a job, human right to have your children educated, the human right to see your children reach their 5th birthday.
Will new mines provide jobs and a better life, or do more harm than good? You can decide for yourself. Mind Your Own Business premieres in New York Friday and opens in Washington next week and is available online. In New York, Rick Leventhal, Fox News.
One of the most popular and even beloved newspaper columnists in the country has died. Art Buchwald was 81. He wrote a long-running column of humor and satire about Washington, D.C. and its denizens, both famous and infamous. Buchwald suffered from kidney failure and after refusing dialysis, checked himself into a hospice last February, whereas he was expected to die within weeks. But he survived, returned home, and even wrote a book about his experiences. Last May, Buchwald told Fox's Chris Wallace he was grateful for his ability to make people laugh.
I don't know if it's a gift or what, but it pays well, so I'll take it. And, I see a lot of these guys on television, and they have 10 writers. They go on to get their awards, the Emmy Awards, and they have 10 writers.
And it was just you?
Yeah, just me.
Art Buchwald dead at 81. Next on Special Report, the U.S. Attorney General defends the way new domestic wiretaps are being handled. Fox All-Stars will discuss that, plus what the other news media are making of it, next.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Mercury Mariner has been winning over lots and lots of Honda and Toyota owners.
They're moving to Mariner for styling and sophistication the other guys can't touch.
Now we're making it easier for you to make the switch with a no-charge moonroof and no-charge 6-disc CD changer.
It's your turn to discover why. You've got to put Mercury on your list.
Now get Mariner with 0% financing for 60 months, plus a no-charge moonroof and 6-disc CD changer.
Disciplined investing. It isn't about star fund managers. At zero price, it's about experienced investment teams that stay the course. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, 70% of our mutual funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
How long does it take to get a taste of the Florida Keys? Well, that depends how hungry you are. Stay a while. The Florida Keys and Key West.
They came here illegally, they stayed here illegally, they committed a host of crimes, and they sent proceeds back to Hezbollah.
Hezbollah terror cells in the U.S. We follow the money trail as millions in illegal cash is moved from our country to deep inside the heart of Lebanon.
I'm confident